Live on YouTube. Let's just talk briefly. So since I'm already looking at it here, you can see we do have this double bottom coming off of the support. We talked about this yesterday in the room. That's why we took a lot of the calls at the bottom there that, this area is a pretty heavy support zone. We put out some ranges today, which I'll talk about here shortly. But let's jump into kind of what we saw yesterday, how we traded yesterday. I'm going to go into the regular market hours. Tuesday. Here we go. All right, so we had our fall, right? So what we were watching is obviously with the fall that we had yesterday, you can see we did get our print. You had a green here, but it was on a red candle, flipped into some volume here, lost the 200 and the 21, and boom, down we go. We have this orange line here is kind of our first line of we'll call it defense, right? And you can see it just stay. This is what can help you stay in a trade sometimes, and it just stayed below it. I mean, the whole freaking time. Look at this, and then even when it broke it here, it just lost it again. Once we broke it here, this is where we had identify a potential reversal or breakout, right? And so one of the things I was talking about in the room, it's kind of scrunched down here a little bit. I'll pull it up. Is we started to see some bullish divergence. This means that money's starting to come into the market, right, from the fall. So what you do to identify that is you're going to put out a that's so funny. Somebody reported my live for hate speech. That's a new one. Let's submit some feedback. Let's see. That's a new one. Man, I'm getting some good trolls. Guys, apparently I have hate speech going on my live for the SPY. Must be because I told you guys that we might be going bullish and somebody's going to put... My bad. All right. I tell you, I'm getting some good trolls. They say you're not starting to make it big until you get some trolls, so I appreciate it, guys. So any likes would be great on the TikTok, because apparently somebody out there of my, I don't even know how many people are on here, thinks that they want to be funny and report my live. All right, so we have this downtrend that we have. You can see that we drew the 2 points, came down, and it stayed pretty viable, right? Because the moment we broke it, we retested it, bam, you see the reversal, right? So this was where we were able to capture that that next push up. I mean, the divergence, showed you that it was coming. Then you can see as we had came up here, right, we started to reject. We lost that 21 and the 200. People got bearish again, flipped it again. Created our low, came up, right, just kind of ranged here for a little bit. And then as you can see, we go into the extended, right? We're obviously pumping now. This pump now is coming from just a continued show of support into a support area. We flipped the 200, got our golden cross on the 2 minute, and up we're going, right? So now let's check the 1 hour. Yeah, these are all bot jock. We have these are the two that I use for the 200 and the 21 SMA, because they and we have our zone trackers. So on the 1 hour, let's take a look at so as far as the harmonics go, we're about to close above the 21. Keep in mind, guys, the 200 is like 431. I mean, we have a long way to go if we stay above this 21. I'd want to see it start to curl and start to head up like it's tightening with the candle staying above. And then we just, you probably want to stay call on that. You want to be really careful taking those puts if that begins to happen. Let's take a look at the harmonics. It looks like it aired out. Let's go back. Let's see if it'll recalculate. TradingView throws these errors every now and then. There it goes. So we called the long, we got the short. We are getting some harmonic patterns showing up. We have the ABDC extended in there, which is calling that bullishness, but we have not quite got that long call, which is interesting. Our divergence, Hunter did flip green here temporarily. Keep in mind though, guys, we have this kind of early bearish pendant breakout that we had. This could just be a push up here to 424 to 425. And then just reject back down. So just be really careful. I would draw, if I'm gonna if I were you guys, just to be safe on this when you're watching your trades, I would take this top of this trend line here, pull it down like that. This is going to be, kind of an apex resistance in here. If we can flip not only this, but flip this, right? Now we've not only flipped back into the pattern, but we were actually able to break this downtrend. And then that would be, it's just going to be some nasty runs north. But until that happens, we might see some bullishness today. We can get up to as high as 424.79 and then begin to see some resistance coming down that way, and just kind of range in this area. Now, if we do come up here and reject and it just ranges, it's going to be pretty awesome because at some point we're going to either break down hard or break up hard, and so we'll be able to kind of assess that as it comes. So. But that's kind of where we're at from the harmonic standpoint. Our gap fill, it's calling bullish gap fill, and this is the beauty of this indicator. You can see right here, watch. It's been calling bullish gap fill since here. And so you can see, the moment that started calling that bullish gap fill, we got our potential reversal and we started heading north. So, just an awesome indicator on that. So we did hit the lower range too of the bands. And so, again, that rejection somewhere up here, right? You see the band is right there. So, it all kind of lines up. If you want to scalp, today, I think calls or puts are okay. Just wait till it comes to you, right? If you're going to scalp the put, let it run up a little bit. Don't chase. If you're going to scalp the, anywhere in this 420 range is a good call scalp. Anywhere up in this 424 range for, 424.50 or so is a decent put. Is how I'd say play the market today. But that's kind of where we're at with the SPY. We did have some wins yesterday. I ended up resetting my my stuff. So, but we did have some good live trader wins yesterday. We did take that fall. That was that drop right here. So, what was awesome too is I think it was right. Where was it? I think it was there was one of the areas. I think it was somewhere in here, maybe here, where we set the range and we said, look, if it breaks the trend line, we're going north, right? So we set it just higher on the technology and we just let it go and it never broke it, right? And so it kept us safe. And then instead we actually caught it at a better angle. So we did get an inverse head and shoulder here. This is on the 1 hour, right? And that did play out from back there. Oh, that's why I'm off, because we're on the 1 hour. I'm like, no, this looks right. But we had the inverse head and shoulder here, which did play out. You got the equal break, right? And then it just collapsed. So now we're in just kind of like this falling channel, right? So, I would just not get too excited about a bullish push until we break this trend line. Anything short of that trend line, it's just a bounce. So, which we'll trade all day. But you can see right here, we do have a pocket on our visible range. So, if we can get up into this area, right, I'll mark it up, and you could see a pretty nasty push up, and you can see people are interested in playing again up here around 424, which lines up to where we're at there. So, pretty exciting. But yeah, I know. I'll explain that later, John. I have to shift my accounts around, so that one I'm just leaving it at 1. I'm actually gonna run that one. So I have this test account. Y'all know where is it? You probably see it when I do my dashboard from time to time. So these are our dual test accounts that we use. This one we don't really use anymore, so I'll just remove it. And this is our test account. So I was talking to Alex yesterday, and I told him, I said I'm gonna try to do kind of beef up this test account, because he said we don't need to really test it anymore anytime soon. And so I'm gonna try to do 1 contracts on $200 and see if we can slowly do the test account while I'm not trading it. So I figured for the one that I send out, I'm gonna send it to that one for a little bit. Is there a trading view discount offer? I'll answer that in a bit, but yeah, so that's kind of why I'm doing that. And then I have my main account. I'm just doing it on a different trading view screen. For those of you who don't know, guys, this is my day. And I know you can't see this on YouTube, guys, and I'm getting a little derailed, but so I have my this screen here. I got my main screens, got my other screens, got my other laptop, So I manage quite a bit of accounts, quite a bit of stuff. So it this is my main screen. I do all this stuff on the for. So you got the SPY. We have the levels. Let's stay tight, guys. I want to mention too. I'm putting my light today. I'm a little out of whack. I didn't. So we trade together as a community from 9:15 till about 11, sometimes 12, depending on if the market's moving to where we want to stay. We trade using the technology, the live trader technology, our automation. It's pretty awesome. I'll just show you guys briefly here, and for those on there, this is what we put out in the morning as far as our levels that we trade. We use the automation in here so you can see your contracts. This is what John was talking about earlier, and you can see all that stuff in there. So we just, it takes the emotion out of trading, and it helps people stay patient. So but that's what I got on the SPY, guys. Just, if you want to come in and trade, if you're in the community and you're watching this, I highly suggest you do. I know some people mention, my ATA or live trader didn't take one of the two or the trades that you guys said you took. It's because we're making adjustments, right? That's the advantage of being in the room with us while we're trading. I may see something that is an opportunity for you to adjust that level to get that one or two extra trades, right? That's the value of being there. The levels and the settings that I send out each morning, that is based on what I see from a more passive or safe range. And the concept and the goal is really to get one, maybe two trades out of that, right? But if you're at work and you're getting one or two trades a day and you're just never losing, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. So but yeah, so let's talk about the Dixie. Let's jump over there, and then what I'll do today, guys, is I'll end the community one, keep it short, but then I will ask if y'all have any extra stuff you want me to look at on TikTok. So you can see, let's show the 1 hour here. Look at the dollar is just absolutely tanking, right? This is not shocking, right? You got your triple top. I talked about this yesterday. I was really surprised, to be honest with you, because yesterday we talked about it when it was, I think around here is when we talked about it. Looking at that, I said, we're right at a resistance level. It's just if you look at the overall, I think it's the daily, you can see there was a lot of resistance within this level, 107.2 or so. And so I said, be careful, on your taking your puts, because as this rejects, the people that kept chasing those puts, right, you're going to open up probably in a little bit of trouble. So be careful. But what you want to really worry about when you're watching the dollar is how far away from this 200 that we've gotten, the EMA. But I would not be concerned until we break this trend line. If this trend line breaks, this white trend line right here breaks, then it's almost certain it's coming down to this right here. So it's been a pretty nasty trend line. It's got a gap fill that has to come at some point. I think we even had look at, we're 30% away in a bearish gap fill. So and look at we literally hit the top of our channel. So we could see a continued pull back on the Dixie, which would push us potentially north. Harmonics still have us in that long, so we haven't got a short call yet on that. But this trend line is going to be the one to break. Every time it's just hit it and continued up, right? It's going to break, guys. And when it does, it's just going to be nasty, which will push the markets up in a pretty big way. But until it breaks, we could easily come down here, hit this, and bounce right back up, which would kind of coincide with what we're talking about, right? Which would drive it up to here, and then that would, once it bounces back up on the dollar, it would drop the SPY back down. So, and you can see the VIX, I think, was falling in line with what we were talking about. This is another one that we watch. Now, the VIX is interesting because see how we actually broke above this trend line, and it's retesting it as possible support. That's going to be important. It's not a big trend line. It's just all we did yesterday is we took these 2 points here. And so it's just, it's going to be a level to watch. Let's look at let's see if we have any kind of divergence or anything going on. So you got you got a little divergence right here, which is trying to play out there. We did get a red flip on the 1 hour for the divergence, but we are pumping off of the 21 SMA. So if it flips the 21 SMA, this is likely to go down further in a pretty big way. You could almost draw something like this, similar to the dollar, right? It's a little smaller, right? Obviously, but let's make this white and a little less blunt. But if we break this 21 SMA and we can get some steam to break this right here, right, then the VIX is just going to dump, right? And if that dumps, then that's going to confirm our push north. However, if the VIX holds support above this 21 and it continues to hold support, comes up and creates a higher high, then we got more downside to come. So that's kind of where we're at, guys. I'm gonna end the community thing a little bit early here, 9:02. Let me talk about crypto actually before we do that. I always forget crypto, but we do have people in the room trading crypto. We had a nasty fall here. I see kind of a little mini inverse head and shoulder possible forming here, which could reclaim this side here. It's going to all be dependent on this 200 EMA if we stay above that. Let me see if I can get the Harmonic Tracker Pro back online here. TradingView sometimes arrows it out on us. So we called the long, called the short on that, so that played out really well. And we're just holding above that 200. Let's see where the 21 is. Yeah, we're above the 21 as well. So I mean, this could just be a healthy pullback for crypto. I would pull this trend line up. I'm not as worried about this one anymore, so we can take that one off. Yeah, I mean, we can see a nice little shoulder come down here, have a reclaim, and then a rejection come all the way back down to here. So I'm trying to... Where'd my divergence center? Let me put my divergence back. Literally, guys, the divergence center is my favorite indicator. People ask, if you can only get 2 indicators with us, then I don't know that I recommend it. If you are good at picking up divergence, just put a free RSI one on there. But this is for people to kind of help you identify it. Not only the divergence, but the color, right? It helps keep you safe on that. So we are green on the 1 hour for the divergence center currently. And I don't really see any divergence. Yeah, so nothing crazy. I mean, it could be, that we just exploded into this range and that we're just going to continue to range in this this area for a little bit. It's very possible. So, you got a prior high here that it lost. So, we might struggle to gain that. Let me mute this one. Just looking to see if I see anything else. Yeah, I don't see anything popping that shows overly bearish or overly bullish. So be careful trading it. All right, guys. For those in the community, I'll see you guys soon. I'm gonna end this TikTok hangout, and then we'll